Chase, just a few things. When growing up in Southern California, being born in Pasadena and raised, I guess, in Long Beach, were you a Dodger fan?
I was a Dodger fan. I was a huge Dodger fan.
Who's your favorite Dodger?
Brett Butler. He was the guy that I really...
Oh, yeah.
Left-hand hitter, he leadoff guy. At the time when I started becoming a fan, I was that same type of player. I was the little guy on the team. I led off. I was fast. So for some reason, I gravitated towards liking him.
And when you, having spent, 14 years and a lot of years in Philly and 4 years in LA, and then transitioning to from being a player to being an advisor, which I'm assuming you still do with the team.
Correct.
To now being in the broadcast. What's that transition been like?
It's actually been fairly seamless. If you asked me 10 years ago if I thought I would work for a front office or be on TV, I would have said absolutely not. But I've enjoyed my experience here in LA. One, because we had a great team. Two, because I grew up a Dodgers fan, so putting that all together was amazing. And just the ability to stay in baseball now that I'm not playing, but still have some kind of voice, I thought was important. And trying the TV thing out, which it's still new to me, but so far I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch, that's for sure. I have one last. Yeah, and this is kind of. You grew up in Pasadena, or you were born in Pasadena.
Born in Pasadena, raised in Long Beach, yes.
But you're literally within miles of where the original In-N-Out was. Were you an In-N-Out fan?
Who was not an In-N-Out fan? Yes, I am an In-N-Out fan.
Talking about that transition, you said it was seamless into broadcasting and into the front office role. But just the transition as a dad, we all saw the video that your wife put. When you weren't going to the Dodgers Phillies games, you were going to the kids' walk runs. Yeah. Okay. So just kind of talk about how that's been, because when you said you retired, it was to become that dad, and just kind of how that's been so far.
It's been a great experience so far. I mean, I've played for so long. In the last 7 years, I've had someone else other than my wife, my son, and my other son was born 4 years ago, and just I felt like I was missing out on a lot of opportunities when they're babies. Every day is pretty much the same day, but now that they're up and out and mobile and communicating, I felt like on a daily basis my wife would call and tell me a story, and it would bum me out that I wasn't there to experience it firsthand. Obviously I love baseball, but it was good time in a number of aspects, but I was starting to wind down as far as my age was catching up to me. My skill set was slowly just not trending in the right direction, if you will, and the fact that I was missing out on times at home, so it just made a lot of sense to shut it down.
What's been the best story so far that you've got to experience?
Well, we had an Easter, the first Easter as a family we've had in ever. Just having a summer now, which is something that I haven't had in 20 years. So there's been a lot of amazing experiences in just a short amount of time, but just being at home, sleeping in my bed, waking up my kids in the morning is nice.
How old are they now?
7 and 4. So they're still little guys, but they're just starting to kind of blossom.
At what point did you realize that maybe media would be something you're open to doing?
I'm still trying to figure that out right now. Listen, I would have never thought I would do anything on TV. Like I said 10 years ago, no way. I enjoyed talking to the media, but I gave them very little. I have kind of a game face, if you will. But now that I'm on the other side, it's much more fun and interesting than I thought while I was a player. So it's still new. I'm still experiencing new things on a daily basis, but so far, like I said, the experience has been great.
Have you been doing any specific research? Do you ask a research team, or is there anything or you're just going off, I'm a player, used to play back in the day, I know most of these guys, and just kind of going off that? A
little bit of both. Again, I'm still learning kind of the ins and outs. I'm using my baseball background is essentially my backbone now, but yeah, trying to gather some information as the game is going on to see if there's anything that stands out, anything that correlates to something to talk about after the game. But again, it's still a little new to me, and I'm just trying to learn from Jerry and John. John, who do an outstanding job.
Where do you plan to go from here? I mean, are you looking at doing any type of live game analysis or
Right.
stuff like that?
I don't really know. I'm not sure. It was more of an opportunity to get my feet wet in this role, and having a great relationship with the Dodgers and the media in LA. I thought it just made it for an easy fit, just to gain some experience and see where it goes. I don't have any plans at this point. I want to experience this and take this all in, and then go from there.
Kind of on line with that, I was wondering if obviously you quit your playing career so you could spend time with your family, but down the line, do you see yourself getting into managing or coaching?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question, and you're definitely not the first one that's asking that. and again, it's hard to really answer. In a perfect world, I would like to have the ability to give back a little bit on the field. But at this point, in the stage of my life where I'm at, where my children are at, it just doesn't make any sense for me. It just, as a coach and manager, I'm not sure many people know, but they spend as much time, if not more time, at the stadium than I did as a player. So of the few reasons I did retire, one being spending more time with my kids, it just doesn't make sense at this point. Down the road, when the kids are out of the house and they want nothing to do with me.
And then do you have I know they talked about it during spring training about you taking on a front office role. Did that ever become official, or are you just kind of open door policy, you pop in whenever?
No, I mean, in my mind it's official. I don't know if it's out there, but it's been a good experience, just kind of learning how the front office looks at the players compared to a player looking at players. There's a lot more that goes into it than I had thought. So yeah, when the team's at home, I come around the stadium a little bit. I think having a positive relationship with the players that are there now, the coaching staff, the front office, I think it all just makes sense. And again, like I said before, it kind of gives me a little bit of a voice and allows me to help in a number of different ways.